Drusus the Elder was an enigmatic figure, beloved by soldiers and adored by his family. Being part of the Domus Augusta, or the family of the emperor, he lived in the highest echelons of Roman society. Although Drusus' life and legacy is remarkable, not many people are familiar with the Roman general. In this video, we are diving deeper into who Drusus was, how he lived and died, and how his legacy is still visible to this day. Drusus the Elder, born as Decimus Claudius Drusus, was born in 38 BC. His mother was Livia, the later wife of Emperor Augustus, and his father was called Tiberius Claudius Nero, who died when Drusus was only 5 years old. His older brother was Tiberius, who, after Augustus, will don the purple and act as the second emperor of Rome. When Livia was pregnant of Drusus, she divorced Tiberius Claudius Nero and wedded Augustus. However, as both Drusus and his older brother Tiberius still fell under the authority of their natural paterfamilias, they were raised not by Augustus, but by their father Tiberius Claudius Nero. After the death of their natural father in 33 BC, both Drusus and Tiberius moved in with their mother and Augustus on the Palatine Hill. Here, the brothers received their classical education, as the boys soon will be expected to participate in Roman government. Their positions, as being stepsons to the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, was confirmed after Augustus' victory over Mark Antony's forces at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Around 19 BC, Drusus was appointed quaestor, and a year later he married Antonia Minor, the daughter of Mark Antony. The marriage between Antonia Minor and Drusus was a happy one. 3 of their children survived into adulthood: Germanicus, a famous Roman general, Claudius, who would be the 4th emperor of Rome, and Livilla. Through Germanicus, Drusus would be the grandfather of the infamous Caligula and the great-grandfather of Emperor Nero. Now let's have a look at Drusus' campaigns. Around 16 BC, Augustus appointed Drusus as the commander of the legions stationed around the Central Alps. The hostile Raeti were threatening to disturb the peace in the region, and Augustus could not rely on Agrippa, who was sent to Syria, or Tiberius, who was governor of Gaul. Even though Drusus had no previous experience with the military life, let alone commanding multiple legions, Augustus chose the 22-year-old as his commander. During the ensuing Bellum Alpinum, or Bellum Noricum, Drusus and his legions faced many tribes, such as the Carni, Taurici, the Breuni, the Genauni, and the Uceni, all of which Drusus defeated. Valerius Paterculus describes Drusus as a youth of as many and as great virtues as human nature can cherish, or industry acquire, and whose genius it is doubtful whether it was adopted for the arts of war or for peace. Augustus was impressed by Drusus' military skills, and upon reconvening with Augustus in Lugdunum in 15 BC, Drusus was elected as the new governor of Gaul. Drusus did not have long to enjoy the luxurious life that came with being governor. Augustus had appointed Drusus partly to fulfill the war against the German tribes across the Rhine River. Drusus commanded 7 legions and established more than 50 new military bases along the Rhine River. Some of these fortresses were transformed into modern cities, such as Vechten, Nijmegen, Xanten, Neuss, Cologne, and Mainz. Drusus fought successfully against many German tribes, such as the Frisi, the Chauci, the Tencteri, and the Usipetes. In the meantime, Drusus was elected consul in 9 BC, thereby fulfilling the highest Roman magistracy available in the Roman Senate. Hereafter, Drusus continued his push into Germanian lands by fighting against the Marsi and Cherusci, before turning back to the Elbe River. It was somewhere around Drusus' return from the Elbe to Mogontiacum modern-day Mainz, that he fell from his horse and broke his leg. Within a month, an infection that proved fatal took hold of Drusus' body. Knowing that death was near, Drusus sent word to his brother Tiberius. Tiberius, upon hearing the news in Rome, raced day and night to cover the distance to Mogontiacum, where Drusus was hospitalized. Tiberius found his brother just in time, before Drusus succumbed to his wounds in 9 BC. Suetonius mentions that his death is rather suspicious. Drusus, who, just like his natural father, was an open republican and wished to restore the empire from the yoke of the princeps, might have been the target of a scheme by Augustus to silence his defiant stepson. Suetonius mentions the following passage: "And he made no secret of his intention of restoring the old-time form of government, whenever he should have the power. It is because of this, I think, that some have made bold to write that he was an object of suspicion to Augustus, that the emperor recalled him from his province, and when he did not obey at once, took him off by poison. This I have mentioned, rather not to pass it by, than that I think it true or even probable. For as a matter of fact, Augustus loved him so dearly while he lived, that he always named him joint heir along with his sons, as he once declared in the Senate." We do not know exactly what caused Drusus to die on such a young age. It might have been bad luck, and the fall from his horse might have actually been an accident. However, there are still some that accuse Augustus and his wife Livia of plotting against Drusus, as has been narrated in the popular HBO mini-TV series I, Claudius. Drusus' body was moved back to Rome, where they were laid in the mausoleum of Augustus. In many ways, the legacy of Drusus lived on after his death. His sons received the honorific title Germanicus, in honor of his conquest of these barbarian territories. Festivals were held in Mogontiacum in honor of his memory, and the legions stationed there erected a monument, the so-called Drususstein, which is still standing today in Mainz, Germany. During his short life, Drusus helped cement the rule of Augustus in many unexplored territories, while simultaneously remaining extremely popular among the legions and the Roman populace. Who knows what he would have achieved if he lived for a longer period? It could very well be that he would have succeeded Augustus as the second princeps, or that he would help abolish the principate as he always wanted. His death left a lasting mark on his peers, maybe most notably Tiberius. Tiberius, who would go down in history as a strict but good emperor, was described by his peers as being tristissimus hominum, the most sad of all men, which partially might have been caused by the premature death of his beloved brother. Drusus' wife Antonia Minor would not remarry after his death, and his children and grandchildren all turned out to be most notorious of Romans. If you liked this video, please leave a comment or a like and let me know what subjects you would like to see discussed in future videos. Thank you for your attention.